Hi, welcome to Baby Adventure. This is my bike's old O2 sensor. The probe actually broke while removing it. SD Adventure and O2 sensor have a never ending relationship. Be it a check engine light or mileage, we just can't avoid thinking about it. At least once, we have to think about the O2 sensor before going to sleep. So I saved the sensor for one purpose. The day has come, my curiosity increased as the problems with O2 sensor kept increasing day by day. So let's go deep. A NO2 sensor works using a zirconia element. Inside it, we have a heater circuit and a voltage sensing element. The sensing surfaces are coated with platinum. That's one of the reasons the sensors are not exactly cheap, mean they are costly, as platinum is on rarity side. Platinum is a precious metal and the sensing element also needs to operate at higher temperature. But why does it need such a high operating temperature? Because the zirconia element becomes an oxygen conductor when it gets hot enough. And here is something interesting. Till now, I always thought an O2 sensor simply measures how much oxygen is present in the exhaust. But that's not exactly what it does. It actually generates a voltage based on the difference in oxygen concentration between the exhaust side and a reference side. So, if there is a reference, where does that reference oxygen come from? It's actually from the atmosphere. If you look at the back side of the sensor, there is an opening. Through this opening, the atmospheric air reaches the reference side of the zirconia element. And this material here is porous, so it allows the atmospheric air to reach inside. Of course, the sensor has to protect this area from dust, contamination, water, so the whole thing is sealed and protected with molded material and outer construction. Now, as we dig deeper, we can see the actual structure and arrangement inside. Since the probe is already broken, let's remove some of this ceramic material. Here we can see the thermal insulation around the wires. The quality of the electric wires is actually pretty good. And after removing this rubber material, we can see some connectors inside. So, on the front side, there is a chamber where the exhaust gas reaches the sensing element. And this hard ceramic piece in the middle separates the exhaust side from the atmospheric reference side. The zirconia element sits between these two sides. I tried quite a lot to separate everything, and now that it is finally loose, I think I understand the construction. Time for cutting. I used an angle grinder to cut and remove the main compartment where the wires, hard ceramic parts, and zirconia element are connected. And look at this tiny rectangular piece on the side. This is the part of sensing construction. The probe side protrudes into the exhaust chamber while the other side is exposed to the atmospheric reference air. So now let's put everything together. The zirconia element works at high temperature. The platinum electrodes on the either side provide the surfaces where the oxygen ion reaction takes place. When there is a difference in oxygen concentration between the exhaust gas and the atmospheric reference air, oxygen ions move through the hot zirconia electrolyte. Here, zirconia is a solid electrolyte. This creates a voltage difference between the two electrodes as the ions move here and there. So, if there is very little oxygen in the exhaust, meaning the mixture is rich, the difference in oxygen concentration is higher. That gives a higher sensor voltage, meaning the oxygen on the atmospheric side and the oxygen in the exhaust side has a good potential difference, that is concentration difference. And when there is more oxygen in the exhaust, meaning the mixture is lean, the difference is smaller, so the sensor voltage drops. mean the atmospheric oxygen and the exhaust gas oxygen are closer. That's basically how this narrowband O2 sensor gives the ECU information about whether the exhaust is rich or lean. And to make this happen quickly, we have a heater circuit on the other side. Look at this. You can actually see the conductive material on the heating element arrangement here. The heater is integrated around the zirconia sensing element. The purpose is simple: bring the sensor up to its operating temperature quickly so it can start responding properly. And now, one more interesting thing about the main connection area. This sensor has 4 terminals. Two are the heater circuit, mean 2 white wire. The other 2 black and grey are for the zirconia sensing element and its voltage output. If you look closely, this is hard ceramic and these pins have a really interesting locking arrangement. These pins have a small lip-like structure which slides into the ceramic and prevents them from rotating. And this part behind the pin prevents linear movement. The heater wire is also crimped before the whole thing is locked into position. When you actually tear one of these apart, you realize how much engineering is packed into such a small sensor. That's what I found fascinating about this O2 sensor. So if you like the video, please like and share it and also subscribe to Baby Adventure and few other details for all. I use the needle to remove all the ceramic and rubber, and these are the following parts in the O2 sensor. The probe is broken, a reminder.